stories, our voice, our history hasn't always been welcomed. But we learned long ago that if America won't celebrate us, then we will celebrate our own, told our way, on our time. Today we have thousands of Black creators in film. Thousands of books are on the shelves of stores around the world. But it wasn't always as easy. For Lena, for Hattie, for James, for Zora, for Langston, we fought for a place in American history, and we've empowered our own voices, keeping our stories alive. Remember Philando, remember Mike, remember Trayvon, remember Sandra, remember Oscar, remember Brianna. No more will Black voices go unheard. No more will Black stories go unread. We will write our own history and create our own legacies. And each summer in Atlanta, we will gather. We will celebrate. We speak out. Black voices matter. Black stories matter. Black lives matter. Everybody has a story to tell. Make sure that you tell yours. Create your story. Dream out loud. It all starts with a spark. Like this thought or this vision in your head that gives you these ideas and these visions of who you want to be. And I can remember myself sitting in my room, writing in my journal about stories and characters of people I had no idea who they were. And I just knew that that's who I was going to be. I was going to write books, I was going to move to Atlanta, and I was going to become this big-time authoress. And I did that. I got the awards. I got the bestsellers list. I met some phenomenal people, and I've helped other people dream out loud. I think that when it comes down to dreaming, it's more than about just getting it done. It's about having fun and enjoying life while you do it. So y'all dream out loud with me. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to paradise. Hi, guys. My name is Tamika Newhouse. I am the founder of Black Writers Weekend, the founder of AAMBC, which stands for African Americans on the Move Book Club, and as well as The Ink. And you are joined here with us, maybe on Facebook, maybe on YouTube, but we're going to be talking with Author Nicole Watson about her projects, her creative process. And this is her first time on The Ink with her. With us. So I'm really, really excited to get to learn more about her. I'm not sure if we had conversations in the past before. Who knows, y'all? I'm really not that good at that. I done met folks a dozen times. I'm like, oh yeah, we did meet. And I'll be forgetting. So in any event, we're going to bring Ms. Watson on. I want you guys to give her a warm welcome as we get ready to dive deep into her creative process and learn more about her. So Ms. Watson, welcome to Paradise.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm excellento. How are you?
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for allowing us, to expose you, put you on our platform, talk about your projects. I think that, in any person that puts together thousands of words, because it takes a lot to do that. Like, it's an art form that a lot of people cannot do.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So I commend you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So is this our first time talking?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Bet. All right. Perfecto. So now I know I'm not slipping. So, all right. So tell everybody a little bit about you. Where are you from? Just a little bit about your beginnings.
I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I've been Big D, yes. I've been writing since forever, since I could write. I've always loved stories. I've always loved reading. I graduated from University of Detroit with a bachelor's in English. And that's pretty much it. And if I'm not writing, I'm teaching first grade. So.
Well, bless your heart. I had no idea you were also a teacher as well. I used to be a teacher. And then I discovered that I do not like other people's children. And I wasn't that great at it. I didn't have a lot of patience when the children got disrespectful. But you were first grade, so you had a cute phase.
Mm-hmm,
I was in middle school.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah. I was in middle school, and those kids, they will definitely test you in middle school. And I was like, I like my heart. Yeah, I like my
very
freedom, so I quit.
Level, very tough level. So I commend you because
it was bad. It was real bad. I don't know if you ever see like Freedom Writers or what's the other one? Dangerous Minds. Was it Dangerous Minds? with Michelle Pfeiffer when she went to the
Mm-hmm.
hood school.
Yeah.
Girl, that
Yeah.
was
And
my
it's very accurate. Very accurate depending on where you teach. So yeah,
yeah,
I
it
definitely could.
is. It really is that bad. So, in any event, so you're a teacher, you're
Mm-hmm.
also creative. Take us
Yes.
into that creative space. How did you get started? Are you a late bloomer, early bloomer? You got some unwritten material, not unwritten, but unpublished material out there that you kind of test the waters with. Take us into your beginnings.
Yeah, like I said, I've been writing since forever. I would say as young as probably fourth grade. Um, we had to do, I think it was like a Thanksgiving poem, and my teacher, she like stood up and gave me a big applause and a big like grandstanding, and I'm like, for what? And she was like, you did an amazing job. And ever since then, I was like, oh, something I'm good at, finally. So
Mm.
in middle school, I started actually really writing whole stories. I'm a big horror fan, so I would write little scary stories, and my classmates would read them. I put together a book of poems. I published it. I self-published it. It just kind of kept it for me. This is my first book I published this year, self-published
Okay.
this year. So I don't know if I'm a late bloomer, or I guess I
Or
guess
just a right on time.
professionally, yes, late bloomer. But as far as like just writing and putting things together, no, forever.
No.
Seems like, yeah.
And that's pretty cool. One of my writers that I've had on Adelphi Publications for a decade now, she likes horror and paranormal and sci-fi. She's a true weirdo. And I'm like, girl, I don't understand that world. And then there's like Comic-Con. I remember we were in Chicago at the Black Women's Expo at the same time they were doing a Comic-Con. And it's all these weird characters. And there were also writers there that wrote in that genre and the history and the horror, the sci-fi, the paranormal, like that space. I never really like I don't understand it. I'm a romance writer, so I love love.
Yeah.
But when people say I love horror, I think, are you cuckoo? Like what you like blood and guts and screaming and holler. So how did you fall in love with that space, with that genre?
It's just it's so different. It's I never took it seriously. For me, it's just entertaining. I think it's the shock value.
Okay.
Definitely the shock value is what I
Okay.
like. I like to write stuff and people be like, whoa. So
Okay.
I
I can
think
get
that's
that.
it for me. Yeah. It's just
Okay.
that the thrill. Making your heart beat a little fast. So
Okay. Wait, are you married?
no. Mm-mm.
Okay, so for anyone that is getting ready to date Miss Watson, just understand that you are in for a ride, a roller coaster, and some thrills.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So your let's go into your project. It's called Pink.
Yes.
And it's an urban mystery. Take us into first of all the title, because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, an erotica. I thought it was, maybe
Right.
like a nasty book. But I
Mm-hmm.
was like, no, it's in the horror mystery. Oh, what is this about? Is it nasty and scary? Like, so take us into what the book
It
is
could
about.
be. It could be. I named it Pink. It was just symbolic. It's about four girls, four college roommates. And it's really about building a sisterhood and learning through each other and making mistakes together and just having a really, really, really tight bond. So that's why I named it Pink, because it's symbolic of womanhood. It's a little bit of nasty in it too, though. But
Okay. So it's a story about it's centered around friendships.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
building friendships,
building
really.
friendships.
Mm-hmm. And
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
trying to really, while you're building friendships, trying to find yourself too.
Okay.
And to be more in tune with yourself, because these girls are young. They're like 17, 18, you know,
Okay.
first year in college. So yeah,
Okay.
it's a plethora of things, but pretty much building that. I really wanted to focus on building that sisterhood and them making mistakes together and learning from it and growing from it. You know, it's a 3-part series, so you definitely get to see them
Mm.
grow. Yeah,
Okay.
because I made a lot of mistakes in college. So, and I was,
Oh yeah, damn.
yeah,
But hey,
finance.
life is. I mean, life is art. So I'd be telling
Yeah.
folks when I make mistakes or when I go out and I do this and I travel, it's research
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
my next book. I'm just researching life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And but I didn't think like that in college. I thought it was over. Like I'm just
Mm,
tarnished, ruined. I'm never gonna get here. And I got past where I thought I would go. So,
that's good.
and I hope people take that away when they read the whole series. Like, oh, she was really stupid in freshman year, and now she's like a
Yeah.
boss. I would have never guessed. Yep. So that's
Okay.
I hope
So
people.
your character is growing. So take me a little bit into because I just want to know a little bit about what's going on with her. What's her name and what's going on with her? What does she have to accomplish, redeem, get rid of? Like what's her conflicts? What's going on
Okay,
with
so
her?
there are 4 characters, and I told it from each point of view. So with this first book, it centers around really the character Ashley. Very responsible. She came from pretty upscale kind of lifestyle at first. Her father is a prominent judge. Um, but her mother had passed away and she had to go kind of live in a sketchy place with family members, and she made some mistakes along the way. So when she got to college, that mistake caught up to her, and it was a very dark, deep, dark secret, and it kind of came back on her, and it happened towards the end, and you kind of see how it played out with the other roommates as well. I don't want to give it away, but it is a really deep
Yeah.
secret.
So
And it'll follow into part 2 of how she comes out of that and how it makes her a better person. And then you'll see another roommate doing something crazy or something crazy happening to her. So each book kind of centers around different roommates.
different
But they
roommates.
all go through something. They all go through
Gotcha.
something. Mhm.
Got so take me into your creative process. What made you even want to write this story? How quickly or did it take for you to write it? And when it was done, how did you feel? It's 3 parts.
I wanted to write it because, like I said, I made a lot of mistakes in college, and I wanted to, I guess, kind of reflect on my mistakes too. And in turn, I created these characters, and each character represents some part of me. I won't say what parts, but they represent some part of me. It didn't take me long to write it. I would say maybe a year because I would write
Okay.
it and stop, write it
Yeah.
and stop, because that's how kind of how I write. I have to be inspired or in the mood, or like something comes to me like, oh, I can make this happen to her, or oh, I can write about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really my process. When I was done, I was like, I want to write more. I'm happy I
Okay.
I'm happy I had the leeway for a part 2. So yeah, that's how I felt. I wanted to just write another part to it. I was not done with them.
And when you finish writing it, you decided to go the independent route. So take me into your decision to not submit to publishers and do it independently.
Actually, my mentor, she helped me because I was kind of at a standstill. Like, I want to publish, but how? So she kind of pushed me over to the self-publishing side and really helped kick that door in for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't really research much about traditional, but what I did research, I didn't like. I definitely want to always keep my own creative process. I don't want anybody coming in and taking things out and putting things in, because to me that's not authentic.
Right, 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 right.
And I just like that control, especially with the money too. Like
Yeah,
I don't want a penny of the 50,000 words that I just wrote. I want the
yeah.
majority of it. So
The beautiful thing about independent independently publishing, because that's how I got started. In
Mm-hmm.
2008, I decided to publish my book, The Ultimate No No. 9 months after that, from the work that I did, I gained a very lucrative, large book deal with Kensington to put into mass market. And I always tell people that if no one really wants to be like, hey, you're good, I want to publish your book. If they don't want to tell you that, cool. Then you go and publish your own book. You show them what you can do on your own, and they're going to come the flock and saying, "Hey, we want you on our team." And then you can begin to make your demands, not technically demands, but they will respect your voice just a little bit more. Um, Especially when they kind of see what you've accomplished on your own. You're not just coming as dead weight. You're not only you're creative, but you're also going to be a team player too. So I think that going the independent route, I always recommend people that, hey, if you don't want to wait, if you feel like you can do, you can do all the steps, because when you do self-publish, it is a business. For the most, you have to understand marketing, you got to understand branding, you got to understand ISBNs, returns, POD, basically what print on demand means. It's a lot of different things that you have to understand and learn. Can't learn it all in one setting. But over time, it really does equip you with the skills to have like this longevity in publishing, especially if you did eventually decide to go and get a traditional publisher. So I definitely commend you on taking that leap, and self-publishing, putting your book out there. So now that it's out, what are people saying? What has been the response?
I've gotten so many good reviews. That I wasn't even expecting. My mom sold, she lives in a senior citizen apartment, and she sold to some of her neighbors and they love it. Love it.
Okay, mama, go ahead and give it to the senior citizens.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Like they really love it. And I would never think, because of the content and the age
Yeah,
gap that they would connect, but they definitely did. So it's been I think that's probably the best part of the journey is just, getting that feedback, whether it's
that's
positive
beautiful.
or not so much. I just enjoy knowing that people that I don't even know read my work. I never thought I would
Yeah.
even get that far.
I always think that it's I say you in my head walking around sitting down pitching a tent reading my thoughts, because that's really what it is. Like
Yeah.
I'm allowing you inside of me, like you're part of my world, you're part of my existence, like you're
Mhm.
getting some of my emotions even through my characters, because our art imitates us. Like it's a reflection of who we are, even if it's based off of fiction, whatever the case may be. But it's a part of us. And so we have to kind of, to come to a realization that our writing is our art. And then when we put it out there, people are going to connect to it. It's going to inspire them, it's going to entertain them or not. And that's the part of being an artist. And so I know you say that you're working on part two. It's going to be a trilogy. Actually, I love trilogies. Book readers love series that go on and on and on because they can't never let that go. So tell me a little bit about part two. When are you writing that currently? Is it out? Does it have a release date? Like what's going on with that one?
I am currently writing it. I'm actually should be wrapping it up pretty soon. Um it's the same characters. I don't want to get too much away. I would just say that a murder happens on campus, and
Oh,
yeah, unfortunate.
oh, oh! Unfortunately, when the characters die.
No, no,
Oh,
no, no,
see, I'm trying to get you to give us some hints.
no. A murder does happen on campus though, and one of the roommates may be a little too involved. So
Mm,
yeah, some more
okay. You
drama.
did say it was a mystery. So that means there's something that we gotta solve, and you're gonna be dropping little hints and stuff along the
Oh
way.
yeah, yeah. Because you're gonna think, well, did she do it? Did he do it? Did they do it together?
That gotta be fun. Like I write from the character's point of view. And so you hear the characters. So do you write like that, or what voice do you write in?
For this book, first person, like they each get to
Okay.
tell their point of view. Yep.
Yeah, so we're actually seeing what the characters are seeing. We're actually
Mm-hmm.
hearing their thoughts, hearing their emotions. I love doing that. And so
Yeah.
also with each chapter, I bring in other characters. So characters are telling their point of view of the story as it happens. So
Mhm.
it could be, and I think not scandal, but How to Get Away with Murder was often written like this, where they will focus on one scene, but from
Mhm.
that one scene, they pull out everybody's perspective, their
Yes, I love
experience,
that.
and
Yeah.
everything that happened. Right?
Mhm.
So I love
Mhm.
that. I love that dynamic.
Is
Yeah.
that Shonda Rhimes?
Yep. Shonda Rhimes. Yep. How to get
Boss.
a, How to Get Away
She
with
did
Murder was
that.
a good show. That was
She
a good
did
show.
that.
She did
Mhm.
that. That was good. That was
Mhm.
one of the best characters I've ever seen on TV. That was bomb.
See, yes. Oh my God. Wasn't she awesome?
She
Awesome.
was. She was every
So
time that
many
snot come
layers.
out.
It.
You said what?
I said she has so many layers. I love that.
She does. That
Mhm.
one when that one snot come out though, it's a route. When that drizzle
Yeah,
come,
I like that.
Oscar, hear me. She put in that work.
she, she was deep into it. I'm like, what's she going through?
Right.
That's
So
talent.
take me to your inspirations though, because I for you to write horror mystery, what inspired you as far as creatively to write in that genre?
Because even younger, when I was a lot younger, I read that genre. Goosebumps. um,
Ooh, Goosebumps. Because Goosebumps, in the back of the book, like it was like if you go like you read one chapter, it'll say, okay, now go to this chapter. Like it was almost be like almost like a journey within the book, and you don't actually read from page. You jump
mhm.
around the book. Like nobody writes books like that no more. Goosebumps was shit back in the
No.
day.
So yeah, R.L. Stein, reading his
Yep.
stuff. And Stephen King, I
Okay.
still have Skeleton Crew. And I was reading that when I was young, young.
Skeleton Crew. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You bringing up
that's
the classics.
uh-huh. Yep,
Hmm.
that's what inspired me. I love reading it. So I'm like, yep, I'm gonna write my own. And I'm gonna make the characters relatable, more relatable to
Now,
us.
now that your books is out, well, part one, are you doing the book signings? Things are kind of opening up. People are kind of moving around a little bit. Do you have intentions on doing any events in person?
I just did one. This past Saturday, I did a fall book fair at Detroit Book City. It was so nice, so nice. I got to
Oh,
meet a few people. Met a librarian who has his own book club, and he purchased the book. Um, I met someone who is a alumni at the U of D, and she purchased the book. I met other
okay.
writers. It was really nice. It was really nice.
That's really good. And I always tell writers when they go to events like that, you're not a salesman. So you're
No.
not going there to sell a book and be like, give me my $10, give me my $15. That's not going to serve, the purpose of you being an artist. I dislike when someone says, oh, well, I'm not going to read your book, but I'm going to support you. When they tell me that, I'm like, oh, no, thank you. I do appreciate
Yeah,
the thought, but I don't want your money. I want you to read the book. And
that's
I
what I
want you
say
to
too.
enjoy the book, and I want you to
Mhm.
tell someone about it. And then on top of that, I'm asking them, hey, so you're in a book club? Like, what do you do? Like, you're having conversations with people. And
Mhm.
then you network with other writers because you never know what type of resources or network writers or bookstores or bloggers that may be at the events, whatever they could be able to have that could align with your journey or purpose too. So when you guys go to these book festivals and you do your book signings, make sure you really, really engage. Be inviting, be interesting because you are an artist. And if
Yes,
they see that you're boring, they're gonna think that your book is boring.
that's very, very true. Very true. I met because I was a little nervous at first, and it's funny how people can sense your energy. And the writer next
Mm-hmm.
to me, he's been writing poetry for a long time. His name is Hanif Sabri, and he
Okay.
he engaged with me, and got me to open up, and even sent some people my way. So yes, networking is very
Yeah.
important. He gave me some numbers to some bookstores. Um,
Okay.
yep, that cater, to African American literature. So yeah, I had more fun, networking than just selling.
Uh-huh. Because
After a while,
honestly,
you
man,
just
when the event is over and you go through your resources, will really begin to see the value in the event in itself. Like the relationships, the connections should spill past that event. If you leave the event and then that's it, like you didn't collect no emails from the readers, you didn't do nothing, then you doing it
yeah,
wrong. You're doing
Yeah,
it
he
wrong.
helped me with that too. He was like, "Here's some paper. Do you have a pen?" I
See?
was like, "Yes, I
Okay, I
do."
like him.
Yes, yes,
I
he
like
was so
him.
awesome.
I
He was
like
so
him.
awesome. And then I found out we both teach for the same charter company. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we were kind of probably meant to meet because we had
Yep.
so many similarities. So
And
yeah,
imagine y'all journey moving forward as you guys continue to, grow and write. And I mean, the writers that I started out with, some have, fell off. Some have gone on to be like New York Times bestsellers. I got friends now that write for Amazon and BET and all these great, wonderful things. So it's like you really get to see people grow and elevate. And you definitely want to be one of those people that's growing and that elevates to the top.
absolutely,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Well, Ms. Watson, this has been absolutely wonderful learning more about your journey, learning about your story, the genre. I still think you look cuckoo because you write mystery and horror, you in that space. So you ain't fool nobody. But like, if y'all want to be entertained, though, crazy works for entertainment. So,
Absolutely. People like
so
crazy. You hear it all the time. Oh, I watch serial killer documentaries for fun. I do too.
oh, she said, see, y'all see how she said it? I do too.
Yeah.
See, I see
It's
it.
it's interesting. It's so interesting to me.
It do be interesting. Like people, does Snap show still come on? Snap? Does it still come
I
on?
don't know, but I watch old episodes. I don't know if they show new ones.
But I know that was a thing, man. Like people used to be real interested in it in Snap.
Yeah, Snap, Fatal
And
Attraction.
yeah, but when I think it's for me when we have these real life Snap situations that we keep seeing on social media by the
Yeah.
hands of people that want to be above the law,
Mm-hmm.
like that go a scary movie in itself. We
Yeah,
living.
it is
It's pretty
becoming.
horrible.
Yeah,
It's
close to
uh it's becoming too normal. I don't like that. I don't like that.
No,
I
I
don't.
do agree with that.
Yeah,
I
I
do.
don't like that at all. So there would that be a whole other subject. I definitely don't want to get heavy in here, but let everybody know where they can find you, where they can get the books. I do have up your email is scrolling at the very bottom. But if you have any social media platforms, let us know about it.
Right now, I'm on Facebook. You can search author N.S. Watson. My book is on Amazon right now, or you can go through PayHip. Just Google PayHip. She creates, and it should pop up.
Perfecto. Well, Miss Watson, I do appreciate you allowing us to expose you tonight. You guys make sure you look up NS Watson on Amazon. As she stated, she's on Facebook. I have her email scrolling at the very bottom. And I do want to invite you out to make sure that you come out to Black Writers Weekend next August. It will be a 4-day festival where it combines Creative Con, the AANBC Literary Awards, and then Black Rise Weekend, which is abundance of book signings, parties, socials for 4 days. And so you have your red carpet events, you got your gala type attire, then you got your after parties, and of course you're gonna be selling books, networking, having fun. It's normally sponsored by Tito's, Amazon. We're going to be working with Ingram next year, Wattpad. All these great brands are part of Black Rise Weekend. We definitely want you to come out and be a part. So we'll make sure to send you some information on that as well.
If I don't do anything else, I need. It's not even I want to be there. I need to be there. I need that
Y'all do.
experience.
Y'all do not to toot my own horn though, but book festivals and book signings is fun. It's great. But what
Mm-hmm.
I like to do is put you guys in a room with people that are actively in Hollywood or actively at those large publishing houses. So I have those type of people in the room. Even like for instance, Tressa Smallwood that produces for BET her now. Her first film she screened at Black Writers Weekend in 2015, and she's going on to
Nice.
kind of do all these great, beautiful things. Emily Jones that got started as a volunteer at Black Writers Weekend. Now is a New York Times best-selling author. And she's going on to do all these beautiful, great things. Her second book just released and is climbing up those charts. It's a lot of great things that happens there. We do a pitch fest where you actively can pitch your projects to editors and agents and talk to them in real time. We do movie screenings. I mean, it's a lot of great things. And then the Atlanta Socialists come out because I be doing my best to make sure I get everybody mama in one room. So y'all make sure y'all come out to Black Riots Weekend. And again, thank you so much, Nicole, for coming on and exposing yourself to us.
Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
All right, guys, y'all continue to be blessed, be safe. We'll be back next month with more conversations. Again, thank you so much, Nicole, for being part of the conversation tonight. And I'm going to leave you guys with some ads for Black Rights Weekend, Creative Con, and of course, mwah!
I told a story, not with the stroke of a pen, but with the depth of my soul. Not by the light of the night, but with the window of my eyes. You smiled, and we touched. In our impatience, we rushed to each other's arms, despite the fear and the alarms. I let you past the pain, past the shudders, between our sweet and secret mutters. You wrote all over my body, passing from chapter to chapter, filled with cooling and warming rapture. We started at the end, but how did we begin?
So Sugar Hill is my 17th book. 17. It's a lot. And I never really know where the titles of my stories come from. So when I began to write Sugar Hill, again, I didn't know who I was going to write about. Didn't know the characters. I didn't know the plot. But I knew it was going to be about love. And when I began to write about Danielle and began to know her, I began to identify her past. And she was called Sugar when she was younger. And Sugar Hill is her name, and I wanted the story itself to be centered around her. So it's a little play on words. It isn't a thing, it's a person. And I think that when you think about Sugar Hill, it's going to give you that Love Jones 90s type of poetic vibe. So I always have a message in my books, unknowingly, and it's always about redemption. My characters are trying to redeem themselves when it comes to love or when it comes to loving somebody. And when you read the book Sugar Hill, I want you to identify what Danielle is technically doing wrong. Because again, when you're meeting new people and when you're learning new people and you're trying to allow them into your space, it takes a certain type of comfort and trust for that to happen. And so I want people to identify their comfort zones, identify why they're not vulnerable, identify how they can be vulnerable, and then also be a little bit more risky when it comes to getting to know somebody new. Get out of your head, because I promise you it's probably all in your head, and actually talk to the person, communicate with the person, spend time with the person. And I promise you, almost all those thoughts, at least half of those thoughts, would just fade away when you just allow yourself just to be in that space with that person. So with Sugar Hill, I hope that you guys get an idea of another way to love, another way to communicate.